Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. There's quite a bit happening, viewers. At one end, the Bharatiya Janata Party has released its third list concentrating on Tamil Nadu. Annamalai in the fray. We're going to get you the other names. On the other hand, will the big guns finally boom for the Congress? Word coming in from the CEC. Certain big faces like Digvijay Singh, Kantilal Bhura could be fielded in this election. We're going to get you more, but let me take you through the headlines. Big escalation in the Congress fund war. Congress claims Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah choking party poll funds to cripple its poll campaign. BJP rubbishes charges, calls it Congress claim a poll rout. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi clarifies on his Shakti bar, claims Congress is fighting demonic forces or Asura Shakti.
हमारी असुरा शक्ति से लड़ाई हो रही है, ठीक है? नफरत भरी असुरा शक्ति.
Congress veteran Anand Sharma takes on Rahul Gandhi, accuses Congress of identity politics with its caste census demand. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress, on the other hand, claim that Anand Sharma wanted the Rajya Sabha seat from Himachal Pradesh, which was given to Abhishek Manu Singhvi, which he, of course, lost in the election. Big setback to Arvind Kejriwal. High Court grants no protection from arrest for Arvind Kejriwal. Aam Aadmi Party says ED used as a political weapon. A massive Karnataka music fight erupts. Top classical singers slam Kala Nidhi Award to T.N. Krishna. Claim the musician is anti-dharma. SBI discloses all electoral bonds data to the Election Commission, submits complete list of donors and parties to the poll body. All right, lots happening where the Congress is concerned. Congress's Uttar Pradesh list, some of the names has been finalized. Word coming in, sources suggest Congress does want Rahul Gandhi from Amethi, Priyanka from Rai Bareli. Well, that is what the CEC want. What Rahul and Priyanka want is separate. We don't quite know whether they'll fight. Sources also indicate once again Ajay Rai will be taking on Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi. Raj Babbar has refused to contest. Danish Ali, who's come in from the BSP, will fight from Amroha. Word also coming in where Madhya Pradesh is concerned, viewers. Digvijay Singh, in all probability, will take on from home turf Rajgarh. Kantilal Bhura from Jabua. Arun Yadav is what we have been given to understand will contest against Scindia from Guna. Cutting across to Rajdeep Sardesai, who's joining us, our consulting editor. We'll also be going to Moshmi, who's going to join us right outside the CEC where it's taking place. Rajdeep, what are you hearing in from your sources? Will the big guns finally boom for the Congress party?
Well, one big gun, Preeti, who's likely to boom is Digvijay Singh. You just mentioned him. In fact, interestingly, Digvijay Singh apparently had offered to take on Jyotiraditya Scindia from Guna. Remember Digvijay Singh's assembly constituency, Raghogad, not too far away from Guna. And Digvijay Singh says he was keen to take on Jyotiraditya Scindia. But he will probably eventually fight from Rajgarh, which is a seat where he was once many years ago and member of parliament from. Jitu Padwari, the Madhya Pradesh Congress chief, could also be fighting from Indore. So there are a few of the Congress candidates who lost in the Lok Sabha or are senior leaders from Madhya Pradesh who may come into the race, Kantilal Bhuria being another name. The real question is Uttar Pradesh. 17 seats have been given by the Samajwadi Party there, Preeti, to the Congress. And the fact is that the Congress has still not been able to give us clarity on whether Amethi and Rai Bareli seats where the Gandhi family has dominated for decades, whether either Priyanka Gandhi Vadra or Rahul Gandhi will fight. And that, in a way, keeps the pot boiling, but also sends out confused messages to the rank and file. It's one thing to ask, will the heavyweights of the Congress fight? There aren't too many heavyweights left in the first instance. But if the Gandhis don't fight from Rai Bareli and Amethi, what's the message to the rest? So I think unless that suspense ends, I think it would be premature to suggest that the other Congress heavyweights are going to fight or not. Because unless the leader, the Gandhis show the way, many of the other leaders don't seem too keen to join the electoral fray. Madhya Pradesh is the one state which seems to be a bit of an exception.
Is Madhya Pradesh an exception, or Maushmi, there seems to be a change of thought, because the leaders that you've spoken to today, some of them coming out and saying that big leaders will now be fielded. What are you picking up, especially where Uttar Pradesh list is concerned?
So clearly, Preeti, we know for sure that there are two.
All right, viewers, big news coming in right now. The Enforcement Directorate is at Arvind Kejriwal's residence. This has happened hours after he was not given immunity from the Delhi High Court. He had wanted immunity against an arrest, especially in election season. But the latest that is coming in right now is that the Enforcement Directorate team is right now at Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence, viewers. What does this mean? Is an arrest impending? A big question mark there. But this was his 9th summon, especially where it came down to the liquor policy, where the Enforcement Directorate comes into question. And he had not appeared, calling the summon illegal. He's also been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in the Jal Board case. But these are visuals that are coming in from 6 Civil Lines, National Capital, the residence of the Chief Minister. And you can see an Enforcement Directorate team right outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Is this a routine in terms of follow-up? Are they coming in to question him? Are they coming in to raid him? Is there going to be an arrest? Let's cut across right now immediately to our reporter who's joining us live. All right, we'll cut across to our reporter in just a short while, but let's quickly dip in and get in an understanding. You can see the ED team right outside the Chief Minister's residence, the staff of the CM office. Guys, why is there so... We're going to play those visuals again for our viewers. Now, what has happened, viewers, is that the Enforcement Directorate team, hours after the Delhi Chief Minister did not get any reprieve or immunity from arrest where the Delhi High Court was concerned, he had approached the Delhi High Court against the warrants that have been issued by the Enforcement Directorate. The High Court refused to intervene. Cutting across to Shreya Chatterjee. Shreya, will you give us the latest? The ED team outside the CM's residence, is this a raid? Are they looking to arrest him? Of course, what are you picking up from your sources? All right, we're going to cut across. We're going to cut across to Shreya in just a short while, but these visuals streaming in live, viewers. Now, this is Civil Lines, where the Chief Minister's residence is. You can see a number of ED officials interacting with the officials from the Chief Minister's house, the CMO, and they seem to want access. What is this regarding? Let's cut across immediately to my colleague Shreya. Shreya, is this handing over a notice, another summon? Is this a raid? Any information coming in?
Well, the initial information that is coming in, Preeti, that this looks like a summon for Arvind Kejriwal to join investigation immediately. This after the High Court clearly denied to give any protection from arrest. Arvind Kejriwal had moved against the 9th summon that the Enforcement Directorate had issued to him in the liquor policy case. Today, he did not get any protection, and now the ED team has reached Arvind Kejriwal's residence. What we clearly do understand.
This is a summon. The last few summons haven't been handed over personally. Why is this summon being handed over personally? Could this also be a raid?
Well, yes, really, this is something that the Enforcement Directorate team, as far as sources, initial information is that they are serving the summons to Arvind Kejriwal. The process will then further follow. Clearly, we do know that because Arvind Kejriwal has been evading summons, there were 2 options left with the ED. One was to visit his residence, and the second was to get an NBW from court. Definitely, this is the second option that the Enforcement Directorate team has opted for.
So, Shreya, can we say, are we to understand that this is, of course, a summon being served, but this is also a possible raid at the Chief Minister's residence, correct?
Well, yes, definitely, Preeti. This is definitely that process, because First, as per the protocol, a summon will be served asking him to join the investigation right away, and then the next process will begin from the Enforcement Directorate.
Shreya, do stay on with us. Let's cut across to Arvind Ojha, who's joining us for more details right now. Arvind, आपके sources क्या बता रहे हैं? क्या ये सिर्फ एक समन सर्व हो रहा है दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री को? क्या ये एक रेड, ये छापा भी मान सकते हैं हम?
देखिए, अगर सम्मन भेजा था तो 9 सम्मन के जब भेजा गया था तब ईडी की टीम अरविंद केजरीवाल के घर पर नहीं गई थी, लेकिन यहाँ पर ईडी के टीम के कई अधिकारी मौजूद हैं और जो दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम है, भारी भरकम दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम, इलाके के जो डीसीपी वो खुद भी मौके पर मौजूद हैं। तो अब ये देखना होगा कि आगे का कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन ईडी का क्या रहेगा, क्योंकि देखिए हाईकोर्ट में आज सुनवाई के दौरान किसी तरह की राहत अरविंद केजरीवाल को नहीं मिली है। साथ ही साथ अगर बीते घटनाक्रम की तरफ जाएं तो ये बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है समझना कि अब से 3 से 4 दिन पहले ईडी ने एक ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट जारी किया था जिसमें ये बाकायदा खुलासा किया गया था कि कविता की गिरफ्तारी के बाद उस प्रेस रिलीज में कहा गया था कि कविता ने अरविंद केजरीवाल और मनीष सिसोदिया के साथ मिलकर जो एक्साइज पॉलिसी है उसमें बड़ा स्कैम किया और के कविता ने आम आदमी पार्टी को 100 करोड़ रुपए दिए थे। तो ये स्टेटमेंट आना मतलब कि ईडी कहीं ना कहीं अब इस इन्वेस्टिगेशन में एक स्टेप आगे बढ़ चुकी है और इन्हीं सबके बीच जब आज राहत नहीं मिली उसके बाद ईडी की टीम जो अरविंद केजरीवाल है उनके घर पर पहुंची है और कई अधिकारी इसमें सीनियर लेवल के ईडी के ऑफिशियल वो मौजूद है। साथ ही
बता रही हैं अरविंद, जो सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं कि लगता है इस बार अरेस्ट इमिनेंट है, जैसा पूरा हमने देखा था वाकया जो झारखंड के मुख्यमंत्री हेमंत सोरेन के साथ हुआ था, अभी वैसे ही उसी लाइन पे जा रहा है।
नहीं देखिए, अब ये तो जाहिर सी बात है, ईडी अगर ऐसा कोई कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन लेगी तो उस पर स्टेटमेंट जारी करेगी। अभी की अगर बात करें तो ईडी की टीम वहां पर मौजूद है और देखिए ये जरूरी है कि आज हाईकोर्ट में क्या हुआ। आज हाईकोर्ट में बाकायदा जो सुनवाई चल रही थी उसमें ईडी ने कहा कि अगर हम चाहेंगे तो गिरफ्तार कभी भी कर सकते हैं, कोई हमें रोक नहीं रहा है। जब हाईकोर्ट में हियरिंग चल रही थी तो जिस तरह से बाकायदा के कविता को गिरफ्तार किया गया उसके बाद ईडी ने बाकायदा स्टेटमेंट जारी किया, ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट प्रेस रिलीज जारी किया। उस प्रेस रिलीज का आज हाईकोर्ट की सुनवाई में भी जिक्र है जिसमें बाकायदा प्रेस रिलीज में कहा गया कि कविता ने अरविंद केजरीवाल, यानी ऑफिशियल प्रेस रिलीज में पहली बार अरविंद केजरीवाल का नाम ईडी ने 3 से 4 दिन पहले जारी किया था और इन सब के बीच आज हाईकोर्ट से राहत नहीं मिली और ईडी का पहुंचना कोई ना कोई एक्शन बहुत मुमकिन है कि देखने को मिल सकता है। अगर जैसे सम्मन की बात करें तो 9 सम्मन कभी अरविंद केजरीवाल के घर इतनी भारी भरकम टीम इतना सम्मन लेने के लिए कम से कम तो नहीं पहुंची थी।
I want to connect immediately to my colleague Munish, who's joining us, who tracks the enforcement. बहुत शुक्रिया अरविंद, अभी आपके पास वापस आते हैं। Joining me is Munish, who tracks the Enforcement Directorate and other agencies very closely. Munish, this doesn't look, at least prima facie, that the ED team is delivering a summon. This seems to be a raid. What are your sources telling you? All right, we're going to cut across to Munish in just about a minute. But viewers, these are visuals coming in directly, filtering in live outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence in civil lines. Is this another summon that is being issued to Arvind Kejriwal? That would be the 10th summon. But having said that, the last few times it hasn't been personally delivered like this. Is this a team? Because it's also been accompanied by the Delhi police as well. Is this a raid which is right now taking place where Arvind Kejriwal's residence is concerned? We're going to get a larger understanding. But viewers, these are visuals filtering in right outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. The ED team is there to serve the next summon, is what we are being told. All of this exactly 2 hours after the Delhi High Court did not give any reprieve or immunity to Arvind Kejriwal when it comes down to arrest from the Enforcement Directorate. Now it is up to the ED where it wants to make an arrest or serve yet another summon where Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. However, the ED team here has been accompanied by 6 to 8 Delhi police officers. DCP North is also along with the team. All right, viewers, that's the latest that we are getting in. We're going to try and connect once again to our viewers. All of this also, if you look at it in context with with K. Kavita's arrest. But all right, we have Munish back with us, covers the ED and other agencies. Munish, is this just a summon? Is this a raid? Give us a larger understanding.
Well, Preeti, at this point of time, we have been given to understand is that a team of Enforcement Directorate is at the residence of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Initially, the information was not very clear, but now we are getting a confirmation that the team has reached there with a copy of summon, which means that a summon will be served to Arvind Kejriwal. Now, there is a huge amount of, anticipation that what will happen to Arvind Kejriwal tonight. Now, if the summons are served for today's date, which means that ED would like to take Arvind Kejriwal to the ED headquarters for further questioning, and later, in such cases, we have seen that whenever ED has asked someone to accompany them to ED headquarters, that person has been later arrested. Now, as far as ED's team is concerned, there is one confirmation that the searches are not taking place. The second confirmation is that the ED team is serving a summon, but it is still not clear that whether they want to arrest Arvind Kejriwal tonight or they want to only serve the summon. So that clarity is yet to come, Preeti. As far as ED is concerned, what they are claiming that they are well within their right to serve the summons or take any coercive action against Arvind Kejriwal, because so far no court has given any protection to Arvind Kejriwal in connection with the excise policy case. Today, when the matter was heard before the Delhi High Court, the High Court went through all the investigation documents by the Enforcement Directorate, and
Munish, Munish, stay on with me. My sources seem to be telling me that they've come with a search warrant. Munish, can you confirm? My sources seem to be telling me that the Enforcement Directorate team has come with a search warrant and they are inside the Chief Minister's residence. My sources are telling me that, Munish. Is that what's going on?
Well,
Highly placed sources in the Aam Aadmi Party, Munish, are telling me that 10 to 12 members of the Enforcement Directorate team are right now there. They have come with a search warrant, are now inside the CM's residence. Searches are on. That is what at least my sources between the Aam Aadmi Party are telling me, Munish. What can you confirm?
Preeti, this is absolutely true. We have been given to understand is that the searches have started at the residence of Arvind Kejriwal, and now this is troubling for the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, because the process is that the ED will conduct searches, and when they are conducting searches, then they will also record the statement of the person. In this case, it is going to be Arvind Kejriwal. Now, once the statement is being recorded, that is when the ED will decide whether to call Arvind Kejriwal again for questioning or he should be placed under arrest. So we can say that at this point of time, what it seems like that trouble is mounting for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, because earlier he was summoned for 9 times. He didn't appear before the court, before the Enforcement Directorate. Today, the High Court denied any protection to Arvind Kejriwal, and now a team of Enforcement Directorate has started searches at the residence of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal.
Munish, stay with me on the phone, because, sources seem to suggest the searches are being carried on by these 10 to 12 members of the ED. There's a search warrant, and it seems questioning will also take place of the Delhi Chief Minister. Munish, can you add to it?
As I said, Preeti, earlier, that whenever a search is taking place, the procedure is that the ED will record statement of the concerned person, and in this case, the concerned person is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of National Capital. Now, as far as ED's procedure is concerned, the searches will take place, and while the searches are going on at his residence, a person from the Enforcement Directorate office, and in this case, it is going to be Joginder, who is the Assistant Director of Enforcement Directorate. He will be recording statement of Arvind Kejriwal, and once the statement recording is finished, which means that it will take at least a couple of hours. Once the statement recording is finished, then the ED team will decide that whether the person has to be arrested or not. And in this case, what it appears that, trouble is mounting for Arvind Kejriwal, and ED may decide to arrest him also. But in the day, we will have to wait for a couple of hours to get a clarity what is finally going to happen with Arvind Kejriwal. But ED is saying that they have concrete evidence against Arvind Kejriwal, and they are free to take any action, any concrete action, any coercive action against Delhi Chief Minister.
All right. Okay, so the latest that we are getting in, highly placed sources within the Aam Aadmi Party have told us very clearly that 10 to 12 members of the ED are right now inside the Chief Minister's residence. One, viewers. Number two, they've come with a search warrant. Number three, they're already inside. Searches are being conducted. Number four, what we are being told, the Chief Minister, along with his parents, his wife and his children are inside the residence while these searches are being conducted. Now, what is interesting, what we are getting in from our sources from the Aam Aadmi Party, and Munish, I want you to come in. The officer who arrested K. Kavita is leading the investigation. That, our sources within the Aam Aadmi Party are telling us that the officer who arrested K. Kavita is leading the team where these searches are being conducted. Munish.
Well, Preeti, that is a procedure. The investigative officer in this case is Mr. Joginder, who is the assistant director within the Enforcement Directorate. Any searches, any arrest has to take place in presence of Mr. Joginder, the investigative officer in this case. So as I said earlier also that Mr. Joginder is present at the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. The searches will take place in supervision of Mr. Joginder, and also the questioning will be done by Mr. Joginder in this case. And from any moment from now, the questioning of Arvind Kejriwal will start. Also, during the questioning, Arvind Kejriwal won't be allowed to take any phone call, or he cannot make any phone calls. His family members won't be allowed to make any phone calls. So certain restrictions will be, placed by the Enforcement Directorate. No person will be allowed from outside. No person will be allowed to leave the Arvind Kejriwal with any document or any material at that point of time. Also, the ED will go through the entire residence. They will seize documents of their interest, and end of the day, Preeti, once the searches are over or between the searches, if ED decides between the questioning of Arvind Kejriwal that they have enough material to arrest Arvind Kejriwal, then they are within their power to arrest the Delhi Chief Minister. So it is going to be certainly trouble mounting for the Aam Aadmi Party and for Arvind Kejriwal. Preeti, it is also important to point out that why ED, decided to conduct searches today, because ED was also waiting for the High Court to give its order whether any protection is being granted or not. And once there was no protection from the Delhi High Court or by the lower court, ED decided that this is the time when they can conduct searches. This is the time when they can take any coercive action against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Preeti.
That's the latest, viewers. Our highly placed sources within the Chief Minister's office are telling us that as we speak right now, a 12-member, 10 to 12 is what we are getting in. Member team of the Enforcement Directorate is inside. They have a search warrant on their person. They are going through the belongings of the Chief Minister. What we also know for sure, the Chief Minister, his parents, his wife Sunita Kejriwal and his two children are there inside the house while these searches are being conducted. It's been indicated to the family that the CM will soon be questioned, is what we have been given to understand right now. That's the latest that we are getting in. The officer, of course, the officer who arrested K. Kavita is leading the investigation in this particular raid. It is a raid. That confirmation has come in. Searches are taking place. Whether an arrest will follow, what we can confirm, viewers, that Arvind Kejriwal has been intimidated inside that he will be questioned very soon. He's just been given that information, intimated inside the Chief Minister's residence. Searches are being conducted. But the latest, what we can add, is also that the team is going through the belongings of the family to see if they can get any documents. There's not much being exchanged where the questions that the family has, so not many answers coming in from the ED. They are going about their business. At least where the family is concerned, they are being told that they can continue with what their household procedures are, is what we are being told. But the big news is, viewers, that the Chief Minister's house is now being raided by the Enforcement Directorate. Munish continues to be with us. Munish, many parallels can be drawn now with what happened in Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, very similar, at least where the ED team came into the residence, conducted searches, took him for questioning and ultimately arrested him. All right, we're going to cut across. We are going to cut across in a short while to Munish, but big news coming in, viewers. Let's try and get in. Let's try and get in some political commentary. Joining me, RP Singh from the Bharatiya Janata Party. RP Singh, it does at least prima facie. We don't want to add to it, but what seems, RP Singh, right now, searches being conducted at the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. Possible. An arrest could follow, could be imminent. The same officer which led the K. Kavita investigation leading it.
Well, I don't understand why you're relating the two. I mean, he's a assigned officer, so he's doing his job. It's
nothing. No, sir, it's only information that we are getting, and that's why we are relating the two. Also.
Yeah. Please. So, if he's an assigned officer who's doing his job, and K. Kavita was a separate case, and his is a separate case. If he answers the questions, and if the ED is satisfied with the answers, then probably arrest won't happen. If the ED is not satisfied with the answer, and probably ED thinks that he needs to be confronted with the K. Kavita or other people who are already arrested, who are in custody of the ED, then probably they can take him along to the ED office for further investigation. So let's wait. I mean, only thing is that Mr. Kejriwal has been trying to run away from this, and that has been clear in the court today in his application also, where he said that I have been running because I don't want to be arrested. And it was Vipassana and the elections and the Diwali were all the lame excuses which he tried to build on. But fact is that ultimately to Bhrashtachar ki bakri ko pakda hi jana hai. I mean, he can't escape the charges which is leveled against him. Let's wait. I mean, I have to simply say that much. Because this is a big, huge case. I mean, and then there is a money trail which has been which has been established by ED now, and there is also the details of how money transferred from Southern Lobby to the Aam Aadmi Party. And I'll just quote you one example for collating my statement. Remember that Gujarat, Rajinder Singh, one of the MLAs who was a contestant from the Gujarat, he was caught red-handed with money. Give me a second. He was caught red-handed with money, and when he was asked where the money came from, he pointed finger toward his driver. He said, "Ye Angdi hai." He's a man who's conduit between the Delhi Aam Aadmi Party and us, and he is the one who is transferring money. So all that illicit money was transferred for elections to various states also.
All right. Okay. The latest that is coming in also, viewers, is that the road that is leading to the Chief Minister's residence has been blocked by the Delhi police. Searches are being conducted. Arvind Kejriwal's family has been told that they can go about their business, but their personal items, jewelry, documents are being sifted through, and understandably, because this is a search warrant that the ED has produced. The ED team right now at Arvind Kejriwal's residence, the North District DCP, Manoj Kumar Meena also present inside the residence. Many ACP rank officers present in the house. Heavy police deployment by Delhi police. The road leading, you can see that there as well, leading to the residence of Arvind Kejriwal has now been blocked, viewers. More news coming in there where our sources within the Aam Aadmi Party are concerned and the Chief Minister's office. Certain staff of the Chief Minister is being questioned right now, is what we are being told. Okay, cutting across to Shreya Chatterjee, who's joining us. Shreya, heavy deployment of police. You can see the road leading to the Chief Minister's residence has completely been cordoned off. Very similar, Shreya, and you were there when Hemant Soren was arrested. Very, very similar, at least the way ED is going about its business.
Well, absolutely. Preeti, we've seen that the Enforcement Directorate has first waited for a number of times for the summons. Then they waited for what the court has to say, whether they will be giving protection to Kejriwal. Today, when that did not come in, the Enforcement Directorate team used the second option, knocked at the doors of Kejriwal, given him a summon that he has to appear right away, and his questioning is also to be conducted. search is also simultaneously under its way. Now, primary reason why we are seeing such heavy deployment of Delhi police, because we're talking about the sitting chief minister of the national capital. There is a possibility of probable protest that could also spiral, given the kind of action that is right now, there at civil lines from the ED team, and that's precisely why the entire road has now been blocked by Delhi police. All senior officials of the North District, specifically the DCP.
Shreya, will you stay with me? I'm coming right back. Do stay with me, because words coming in. Senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are now trying to get to Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Of course, they're not going to be allowed to enter. Saurabh Bhardwaj is one of them who's making his way to the Chief Minister's residence. Atishi has also been told they're all on their way to the CM's residence. Of course, they will not be given entry. All roads leading to the CM's residence have been blocked. Shreya, stay on with me. I just want to quickly bring in our Congress spokesperson, Salman Soz, as well as Ashutosh, political analyst. Salman Soz, first comments from the Congress party. Does at least prima facie seem that an arrest could be imminent of the Delhi Chief Minister, where the ED is concerned?
Preeti, I would not be surprised, because this government has made it its task basically very clear that they will do whatever it takes to retain power in India. I think they're a power-hungry party. They have all the money in the world. Their leader is paraded in front of television cameras and newspaper headlines all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days. They have gone after chief ministers. They have arrested chief ministers. This is unprecedented stuff. Their governors do not let opposition parties, run their state governments properly. Today, you heard what the Supreme Court had to say about the governor in Tamil Nadu. So this is basically an anti-democrat. By the way, the Supreme Court, asked the politicians, asked the government to basically come up with a selection process for the Election Commission of India. And what did the government do? They basically went against the spirit of the judgment. So this government is an unaccountable government. They are going to do whatever it takes to destroy democracy in India. It is up to the opposition and the people of India, people watching at home, that they have to stand up and say, this far and no further, we will get these people out.
All right. Okay. What we're also getting to understand is Abhishek Manu Singhvi would be leading Arvind Kejriwal's counsel, and they're going to approach the top court, the Supreme Court, for an urgent hearing. This is after, viewers, and I will give you some background, that the Delhi High Court did not give any immunity to the Delhi Chief Minister against arrest. I want to just bring in Ashutosh into this conversation as well, political analyst who's with us. Ashutosh, you've been part of the Aam Aadmi Party, and today, Arvind Kejriwal, in all probability, we don't want to get into conjecture, but at least with what it seems like, sequence of events, very similar to what went down with the arrest of Hemant Soren in Jharkhand. It does seem to be pointing towards an arrest.
Yes. Preeti, there are the two angles to the story. One angle is very simple, that after losing a battle in Delhi High Court, I think Arvind Kejriwal has got the biggest setback in life. Because that basically opened the door for his arrest, and it looks very imminent that he is going to be arrested. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but he is going to be arrested. He has exhausted all options except the Supreme Court, and whether at this hour the Supreme Court will listen to him and will come to his rescue, I do not know that. The other angle to the story is that how the ED, Enforcement Directorate, Income Tax, and CBI has been used against the opposition leader. Just think about it. Elections are announced, and the first phase elections are going to be held within a month's time. And if a sitting chief minister is going to be arrested by ED, that speaks volume about how the things are moving in the directions. Today, the Congress party held a press conference during the day and said that their accounts are being frozen, and they have no money to contest election. But these are two different things. One is a legal political battle which Arvind Kejriwal is facing, his party is facing in case of liquor scam, and other the misuse of ED and the agency. These are the two different cases. In this case, I think from the day one, I have been saying Arvind Kejriwal has been wrongly advised. The first summon which he has got, he should have appeared before the ED. And if ED would have arrested him then probably he would have got some sympathy. But after entertaining 8 or 9 summons by the ED and exhausting almost all chances in High Court. And when the Supreme Court and the High Court is not willing to give him any stay on the quasi action which ED is trying to pursue. And mind it, this has happened when ED has supplied evidences in private, in envelope to the court, and the court, after looking into those evidences, had decided not to give him any stay or give any relief. That becomes more serious and more dangerous.
Well, it does seem. It seems to be pointing towards an imminent arrest. RP Singh, what you seem to suggest is that the chickens have come home to roost.
Well, he has ducked the summons for almost 6 months. Ashutosh was right. I mean, the summons started way back in November. 2nd November was the first date for the summons. Summons were issued in October, and he was called for 2nd November appearance, but he refused to appear in front of the ED. And then he was trying to send a message that he is above law. I mean, Hindi mein kehte hain dhatta maar sakte hain. I mean, he can throw away the law in the dustbin, he can throw away the summons in the dustbin, and he can continue as he wants to. And that sent a wrong message to public at large that, I mean, people can be above law, and then no one, they can give a hoot to the summons of the ED. That can't happen. So finally, ED, he said in the court that ED can come to me. Now ED has reached to him to ask the questions. So he should answer the questions.
Okay, all right. You know what we're going to try and do, viewers? We're going to pull away for just a brief while from all the political reactions that we're getting in. Let's go back to the Delhi Chief Minister's residence and re-encapsulate for our viewers who are just joining us on the latest bit of information. What you see on the left-hand side of your television screen is Saurabh Bhardwaj, Cabinet Minister, Delhi, trying to get access inside Arvind Kejriwal's residence and been refused completely by the Delhi police. Mind you, there is security where the Delhi CM is concerned, and on the other hand, you've had the security where the ED has come in. And that security now, as searches are being conducted inside the CM's residence, Saurabh Bhardwaj denied entry into the CM's office. What you can expect is other top leaders also to come to the Chief Minister's residence. You see Saurabh Bhardwaj there. What you saw, the visuals right in the center, were recorded about 40 minutes ago when the ED team, 10 to 12 of them, came in with a summon and a search warrant for Arvind Kejriwal. They were given access because they had a search warrant. What we are being told that what's happening inside the Chief Minister's residence, number one, 10 to 12 of the ED officials are inside right now conducting searches, is what we are being told. We are also being told the entire family of the Delhi Chief Minister is inside.
Any comments, sir? Saurabh, sir.
No comments from Saurabh Bhardwaj, refusing to speak to the press. But what we do know now is that inside is Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's parents, his wife Sunita Kejriwal, and both his children. Searches are being conducted. The same cop who was leading the K. Kavita investigation, understandably because it ties into this investigation, is also the one who is leading the searches at the Delhi CM's house. What we were told, that certain staff of the Chief Minister's residence is being questioned on where possible documents are placed, personal belongings of the Delhi Chief Minister and his family are also being searched for any evidence that the Enforcement Directorate can find. The Chief Minister, with what we are being told, has been intimated. He's been told that he will be questioned as well. His questioning has not begun, is at least what we have been given to understand from our sources inside the Chief Minister's residence. Is an arrest imminent? That is the big question. If you look at it, because we're going to cut across right now to my colleague Shreya Chatterjee, who's trying to make her way to the CM's residence. The entire road to the CM's residence has been blocked, heavy police deployment. What you can also expect are massive protests that will take place across the national capital. We are being told that the Aam Aadmi Party grouping now to try and find a counter to it. How big a blow is this for the Aam Aadmi Party if an arrest is imminent? Huge, viewers, huge. Because this is the biggest draw, the biggest card of the Aam Aadmi Party politically and otherwise, where Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. Will he be arrested? Let's just try and juxtapose on what went down during Hemant Soren, the Jharkhand Chief Minister's arrest. Very, very similar. At least till now, parallels can be drawn. So is an arrest imminent? Sources within the ED tell us possible. Yes, it is imminent. What it means politically, we'll get to that later. But once again, let's cut across. Okay, let's listen in. Saurabh Bhardwaj, first comment from the Aam Aadmi Party.
देखिए, प्रथम दृष्टया जिस तरह से पुलिस अंदर है और मुख्यमंत्री जी के निवास में किसी को जाने नहीं दिया जा रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि मुख्यमंत्री जी के यहाँ रेड मारी गई है और उनके मन में क्या है ये नहीं मालूम, बट ऐसा दिखता है कि मुख्यमंत्री जी को गिरफ्तार करने की पूरी तैयारी है।
तो क्या सर आज मुख्यमंत्री को जाने से तो यहाँ पर आपने सौरभ भारद्वाज को सुना जिन्होंने कहा कि मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार करने की आज पूरी तरीके से संभावनाएं जो हैं वो है। तस्वीरें हम आपको
All right. What we are also being told that Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj will be now holding impromptu press conference in the next 5 minutes outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. Atishi is trying to reach the Delhi CM's residence, and what we are being told that Atishi along with Saurabh will be holding a press conference right outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence in the next 5 minutes. So we can expect. All right, let's listen in. Let's listen in, viewers.
जाने नहीं दिया जा रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि मुख्यमंत्री जी के यहाँ रेड मारी गई है और उनके मन में क्या है ये नहीं मालूम, बट ऐसा दिखता है कि मुख्यमंत्री जी को गिरफ्तार करने की पूरी तैयारी है।
तो क्या सर आज मुख्यमंत्री को जाने से तो यहाँ पर आपने सौरभ भारद्वाज को सुना जिन्होंने
All right, so what we are expecting, next 5 minutes, an impromptu press conference, Atishi on her way to the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. We are also expecting other leaders to reach there. That has been at least what the Aam Aadmi Party has, what the word in the Aam Aadmi Party to its top leadership is, to reach the residence of the Delhi Chief Minister. They are not being allowed access, understandably. Searches are being conducted by the ED where the Delhi Chief Minister's residence comes into question. Imminent now, what the Delhi Chief Minister has been communicated is that he will be questioned very soon. It could happen later on through the course of the night. Searches right now being conducted. His family has been told that they can go about their business, but his staff is being questioned on certain issues in terms of documents and where other personal belongings are placed of the family of Arvind Kejriwal. What we do know is that the entire family of Arvind Kejriwal right now is inside his residence in Civil Lines in the national capital. Expect massive protests to be planned. Word coming in that the Aam Aadmi Party, if an arrest takes place, is planning multiple protests cutting across the national capital and Punjab, viewers, even Punjab. Shreya Chatterjee finally joins us from the location as we get you, the ringside view on every development as it takes place outside the Delhi CM's residence. Shreya, you were there when Hemant Soren got arrested. Everything exactly the same, Shreya, with at least the sequence of events. Shreya, can you hear me? Let's try and get through to Shreya Chatterjee, who's joining us as close to the CM's residence as she can. We're going to try and get our audio through to her. What also needs to be taken in context, viewers, is that this raid has happened exactly 2 hours after the Delhi High Court has not given any immunity to the Delhi Chief Minister. No reprieve when it comes to an arrest. What we also know is that Aam Aadmi Party is looking to move the Supreme Court for an urgent hearing to try and avert an arrest. All right, Shreya is with us right now. Shreya Chatterjee, take us through what are you witnessing, what are your sources telling you, at least sequence of events-wise very similar to what went down during Hemant Soren's arrest, the Jharkhand Chief Minister.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. We've seen even in the case of the arrest of Hemant Soren, things are really proceeding in a very similar manner with Arvind Kejriwal as well. This was the 9th summon that
Shreya,
Arvind Kejriwal
may I just interrupt you? Apologies for cutting you short. Our colleague Ram Kinkar has just filed this report right outside the Delhi CM's residence.
उनको समय दिया है 22 अप्रैल तक का कि आप अपना जवाब दाखिल करें कि अरविंद केजरीवाल की गिरफ्तारी क्यों जरूरी है। और अब जिस तरीके से ईडी अरविंद जी के घर में फिलहाल है, बाहर पुलिस का बड़ा बंदोबस्त दिख रहा है, घर के अंदर जाने की मनाही है, उनके फोन से ना मुख्यमंत्री जी से ना उनके सचिव से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है। ऐसा लगता है कि ईडी वालों ने उनके पूरा का पूरा अंदेशा ये है कि अंदर रेड चल रही है, बहुत जल्द उनको गिरफ्तार करने वाले।
ओके ओके ओके, ठीक है।
All right, we're going to cut across to, I'm going to just cut across to Ram Kinkar, but our viewers who are just joining us right now, Shreya Chatterjee continues to be with us. What it really looks like right now, right outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence and what's going on inside. Is an arrest imminent? Shreya, what are your sources telling you? Is an arrest imminent now? Sequence of events seem to suggest so.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. Having reported the arrest of the Jharkhand Chief Minister, the developments particularly point out towards an imminent arrest of the Chief Minister of Delhi. The reason being so that the High Court has also not really given a protection from arrest. Now, meanwhile, while the Enforcement Directorate team knocked at the door of Arvind Kejriwal, his legal team has now knocked the door of the Supreme Court, seeking an urgent hearing. Whether that will be entertained is something we'll have to wait and watch, because that will also probably depend on what the proceedings from here forward will be. As of now, there are searches that are being conducted by the ED. Likely Arvind Kejriwal will also be questioned by the team. Remember, this was the two of the other options remaining with ED at a time when Arvind Kejriwal was not appearing for the summons. This is also important to point out, Preeti, that just a few days back, we've also seen ED issue a press statement where they have directly suggested that K. Kavita, in that Southgate investigation, there were direct links allegedly of her being hand in glove with Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia in allegedly getting kickback for the political party in return of favors in formulation of the policy in cartelizing. So these are the reasons why the ED wanted to question him. Now they are at his residence questioning him. A search is also simultaneously being carried away. We'll have to wait and watch, but the developments does suggest, Preeti, that there is a possibility of an arrest for the sitting Chief Minister of the national capital.
Okay. What we are getting in from our sources within the Chief Minister's residence, as well as the ED sources, viewers, the questioning of Arvind Kejriwal has begun. The top ED officer, Kapil Raj, Joint Director of ED, also now at the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. Statement of Arvind Kejriwal being recorded under Section 50 of the PMLA Act. Very similar in fashion of what went down with Hemant Soren. But having said that, let's quickly get back to the latest news break. Questioning of Arvind Kejriwal has begun at his own residence. He's not been escorted to the ED headquarters, viewers. Will an arrest be imminent? That is the big question. What will happen in a few hours from now? What we can confirm, of course, is questioning of Arvind Kejriwal has begun, while searches are still being conducted where the residence of the Delhi Chief Minister is concerned. Ram Kinkar, my colleague, as well as Amit Bhardwaj, both joining us live with the latest. Amit, what are your sources telling you within the Aam Aadmi Party? All top leaders now coming as close as they can to the Delhi CM's residence. An impromptu press conference by Atishi and Saurabh will take place outside the CM's office.
True, Preeti. This is possibly that fear which the Aam Aadmi Party was expecting for months now, and especially after Sanjay Singh's arrest, that the ED could come knocking at Arvind Kejriwal's doors, and that is what has happened today in the evening. Throughout yesterday and today as well in the Delhi High Court, the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer, did try to get sort of a protection from arrest or coercive action of the Enforcement Directorate in the excise policy case. He failed to get a protection from the Delhi High Court, and the results are quite obvious now. Enforcement Directorate officials inside Arvind Kejriwal's residence, the AAP chief's house, was being searched. So it is a clear ED raid at Aam Aadmi Party chief and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence. And our sources are giving us the biggest breaking.
Cut you short. The reason I'm doing so is because I want to cut across immediately to my colleague Ram Kinkar, who's joining us bang outside the Chief Minister's residence. Ram, if you can show us in terms of the atmospherics right outside the CM's residence, the top leadership, Saurabh Bhardwaj already there, Atishi coming in. Get us the latest.
Well, you can see straight from the visuals, my colleague Sachin also showing the atmosphere. Right now, you can see straight from the visuals how Saurabh Bhardwaj is talking with the higher officials of Delhi Police. Not Delhi Police, different kind of ACP and DCP also present here. And ED team also conducting searches inside premises of Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal. And the questioning has begun. And there are a number of allegations made by Saurabh Bhardwaj, who clearly said that in today, Delhi High Court has given 22nd of April. But he also alleges that ED is behaving on the behest of the BJP. And he also made an apprehension that the Kejriwal might be arrested. And that is why you can see the police force deployed here. Nobody can enter despite of the media persons. And right now, so you can see heavy police deployment here. There you can find the barricades also placed the lane, especially those lanes which is connecting to the Arvind Kejriwal, their residence. And it was the first time when after the Delhi High Court has not given any kind of protection to Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, it was apprehension that the ED team can be reached here. And it has been more than 1 hour. ED officials, more than 6 or the half dozen officials are inside the premises of Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal, and they are conducting searches. And I think also they made some questions, some query to ask from Delhi's Chief Minister. And on the other hand, if you see that BJP has number of times through many press conferences, they clearly said that Kejriwal should appear before the ED and he should give the answers to the ED. And right now, you can find that heavy security deployed here. And after some time, other ministers of the Delhi cabinet are reaching here. And after some time, the ED officials can share some information. But right now, you can see the outside atmosphere of the outside Delhi CM residence. Over to you.
All right, so my colleague Ram Kinkar, right outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. What you see right in the middle on your television screen, viewers, is heavy barricading that is beginning to take place. Because mind you, a lot of cadre of the Aam Aadmi Party, the top leadership, is trying to make its way to the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. Even though they were expecting that an arrest could happen, the timing of it has taken the leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party by a bit of surprise, and they're all trying to make their way. What we are being told that Atishi and Saurabh both will be conducting a press conference right outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. You know, our sources also told us that there's already a plan of action which has been decided in case Arvind Kejriwal gets arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. It is something which hasn't come out of the blue. The sheer fact that he moved the Delhi High Court, there have been affairs where the Aam Aadmi Party feels that the arrest could be imminent, and therefore there is already a plan of action where if Arvind Kejriwal goes to jail, then what? And all of that now being completely unfurled is what I can say. Atishi, Saurabh Bhardwaj will be the first one to conduct a press conference. There is already now the cadre of the Aam Aadmi Party is going to be organized to hold multiple protests, not just in the national capital, Delhi, in Punjab, in Haryana. You can see all these areas erupt in protest where the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. I want to quickly bring in my colleague Amit Bhardwaj, who's joining us right outside the CM's residence to give us the plan of action from here on. Because Amit, if an arrest is imminent, it's something which will not come as a surprise for the Aam Aadmi Party. They were expecting this, and because they were expecting this, there is already a plan of action in place. If the Delhi CM gets arrested, then what? Now that plan of action will be put in place. What's that, Amit?
Preeti, two quick big developments that is happening right now. Number one, we can tell through our sources that Arvind Kejriwal is now being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. So after the searches, questioning of Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party chief, is being conducted at his 6 Flagstaff Civil Lines house. Number two, now Saurabh Bhardwaj is saying the way Aam Aadmi Party leaders are being stopped from entering the house, CM's residence, it is imminent. It is clear that Arvind Kejriwal could be arrested today. So two major developments. Arvind Kejriwal's questioning is going on, and Aam Aadmi Party claiming that his arrest is most likely happening today. You know, coming back to the question as to what is the planning of Aam Aadmi Party, if this actually turns out to be true, that is Arvind Kejriwal gets arrested today itself by the Enforcement Directorate. You know, there has been a complete planning right from the day when ED had sent that first a summon to Arvind Kejriwal in the excise policy case, and after that the assembly session was called, and ever since that different kind of campaigns, door-to-door campaign, have been conducted by Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital. Kejriwal jail se chalegi Kejriwal ki sarkar, campaigns of that sort has happened as well. And in fact, even in Punjab, you know, it has been ensured by Aam Aadmi Party that there is no leadership crisis, you know, no vacuum if Arvind Kejriwal gets arrested. In fact, what we are given to understand, a couple of days back itself, I had spoken to very senior leader of the party. He said that if he gets arrested, we are going to convert this into an emotional moment in the national capital and in Punjab. So what we are given to understand that Aam Aadmi Party could be actually rolling out masks of Arvind Kejriwal to each.
All right. Let's quickly cut across to Atishi outside the Chief Minister's residence. Listen in.
संख्या में तैनात है, तो अभी हम यहीं पे इंतजार करेंगे।
भी आएंगे क्या, और आप लोगों के नेता या कार्यकर्ता आ रहे हैं, खबर मिल रही जैसे जैसे?
वो तो स्वाभाविक है। आप ऐसे लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री को गिरफ्तार करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि पूरी दिल्ली भर से लोग आएंगे। दिल्ली के लोग अरविंद केजरीवाल से प्यार करते हैं। दिल्ली के लोग अरविंद केजरीवाल को अपना भाई मानते हैं, अपना बेटा मानते हैं, अपने परिवार का सदस्य मानते हैं, क्योंकि अरविंद केजरीवाल ने दिल्ली वालों की जिंदगी में आमूलचूल परिवर्तन किया है, और इसी वजह से मोदी जी को डर लगता है अरविंद केजरीवाल से।
All right, Atishi there speaking to the press. Atishi, Saurabh Bhardwaj, the entire top leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party trying to make its way to the CM's residence. What we are also being told that now there's a clarion call of sorts to the cadre to move towards the CM's residence. Both sides, what we are being told of the CM's residence has been blocked. Listen in to Atishi again.
क्वॉश किए जाएं। आज ही हाईकोर्ट ने नोटिस दिया है कि क्यों अरविंद केजरीवाल को इंटरिम रिलीफ ना मिले, लेकिन उसके बावजूद कोर्ट के फैसले का इंतजार किए बिना आज ही ईडी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को गिरफ्तार करने पहुंच गई है। क्यों? ये साफ दिखाता है कि एक राजनीतिक साजिश है। ये साफ दिखाता है कि ईडी के पीछे से छुपकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी अरविंद केजरीवाल पर हमला कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को पता है कि अगर पूरे देश में कोई एक नेता है जो उनको चैलेंज कर रहा है, वो नेता अरविंद केजरीवाल है।
ईडी के लिए लेकिन फिलहाल ये भी सर्च ऑपरेशन है और पूछताछ की जा रही है।
तो सर्च ऑपरेशन के लिए उन्हें 4-4 बसों में पुलिस भर के लाने की क्या जरूरत थी? सर्च ऑपरेशन के लिए उन्हें 2-2 वैन रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स भर के लाने की क्या जरूरत थी? सर्च ऑपरेशन के लिए पूरे इलाके में बैरिकेड लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी? तो ये बिल्कुल साफ है। देखिए, ये कोई पहला सर्च ऑपरेशन थोड़ी हो रहा है। सैकड़ों जगह रेड मार चुके हैं, 1 रुपया नहीं मिला है ईडी को 2 साल में। तो ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को गिरफ्तार करने की साजिश है। लेकिन मैं फिर से कहूंगी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को कि अरविंद केजरीवाल एक इंसान नहीं है। अरविंद केजरीवाल एक आइडिया है, अरविंद केजरीवाल एक विचार है। आप एक अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार करोगे तो सैकड़ों अरविंद केजरीवाल इस देश के संविधान को बचाने के लिए खड़े हो जाएंगे।
हो पा रहा है अरविंद जी से बात में कुछ बात
अभी कोई संपर्क नहीं है।
गिरफ्तार हो जाते हैं तो क्या आप लोग यहाँ प्रदर्शन करेंगे, क्या करेंगे?
देखिए अभी तो देखते हैं क्या होता है।
अभी पुलिस आपको जाने दे रही है या नहीं?
नहीं, हम तो अभी यहीं पे वेट कर रहे हैं।
कोर्ट में क्योंकि मामला मैम कोर्ट में क्योंकि पूरा मामला है तो एक रिएक्शन इस पर जरूर आप दे दीजिए कि इसमें नेक्स्ट स्टेप अब क्या होगा, क्योंकि आज ही जैसे कि कोर्ट में भी क्या था मामला और चीजें हुई थी आज भी।
देखिए ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि ईडी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो उनके मालिक हैं कोर्ट का सम्मान नहीं करते हैं। अगर वो कोर्ट का सम्मान करते तो आज ही धमक बढ़ने की क्या जरूरत थी? जब कोर्ट ने नोटिस दे दिया तो वो क्यों इस फैसले का इंतजार क्यों नहीं कर सकते? तो ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि राजनीतिक साजिश है और वो अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार करना चाहते हैं।
आगे जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और
नहीं, ऐसा कोई इरादा नहीं है।
तो अभी क्या संपर्क हुआ है ये और बता दीजिए।
नहीं।
Will the Aam Aadmi Party now roll out Plan B? Because there has been a Plan B in case the CM gets arrested. It looks imminent, is at least what our sources seem to be telling us.